You've heard of unconditional love, but have you heard of the secret to unconditional happiness and allowing more into your life? More wealth, more success, and more love. More freedom in your life right now. Welcome to the Happy Bar with Israel Savage.
What should I be doing with my life? Or where do I belong in the world?
The place that you belong is here, right now, and it sounds like a cop-out to say, oh, where is my place of belonging? Because I've been to different places before, and some feel more like home than others. But what I want to mention and point out here is that if you can't find that belonging now, and even if you come to a place where that is ideal, that is exactly what you dialed up, that is exactly your desire, you won't be able to receive it, right? And so it's the exact same conversation we had before about having the feeling before the physical manifestation. Remember when we went through, you got the things, but before that is the feelings, right? And so I just want to offer that this is the moment that you belong in. And we proved that already. You can have that feeling of belonging now. And then the physical manifestations of the places that are the more and more better feeling places.
And it's not that I think England is unattainable, but I don't even know if acting is the right thing to do, I guess. And so if I don't belong,
so much was in what you just said. So much great stuff and great information for you. The right thing to do. Right?
Yeah.
You see echoes from yesterday?
No,
yeah.
It's a constant monologue going on all the time. So yeah.
So what does that mean? The right thing to do?
Is this a fool's errand, I'm a firm believer. The reason that I'm doing this is because I'm hoping that even if it's, with the belief that even if it's not ultimately successful, the journey, the growth will have led me to something else that I wouldn't have done or people I wouldn't have met. And I'm totally giving my heart to that. But at the same time, I worry, oh gosh, should I go back to being a paralegal or doing something for social services, or what can I do? Is it silly to think I could make a difference through art or something, rather than doing, I don't know, making more of an impact through justice or social issues? I don't.
Well, I think you do know. I don't know, and I know feel very differently, right? There's something that I started doing in my teens and early 20s, and I thought everybody did this, but you know how you do crazy things and then you tell people about it and you realize, oh, I thought, I didn't realize it was a crazy thing. Yeah, I didn't realize it was a crazy thing until you made me realize that. But the second that I have a question or I don't know something, I say, I know exactly what to do, and I let it go. Let it go. Don't dwell on it. Don't worry. I just have the feeling of knowing what to do. And I kid you not, within 24 hours, whatever the problem is that I have or question, it comes to me. It could be a creative problem. It could be what to do in a script. It could be this. I recognize what it is. I turn my attention to the feeling of having it, and then physically, I allow myself to notice it.
Okay.
Right? And so I would just suggest, you'll never get to a place of knowing from a place of I don't know.
Yeah.
By the time you've learned enough to pose a question, the solution has been there forever, right? By the time it's registered enough for you to pose the question, by the time you've been able to recognize and articulate a problem, the solution, many solutions are there. Does that make sense? And so it's already happened. Whatever this is, I don't know. But haven't we said this over and over? If we have our blinders on, then we're not recognizing what's already there. And you have access to every. I saw it in your body when you talked about each of these things. That there were two things you were talking about. Should I do this and this and this, or should I be of service and do this other thing? Right?
Really? Okay.
Did people hear it in her voice? Could you hear it? Right. So you know, all that's required is just a recognition that your emotional guidance system is working and it's guiding you, right? And what is the better feeling path? Here's where we get tripped up. Our job is not to figure out the how something will happen. We can know the what of what we want to happen. But you know what happens when we focus on the how, if we're not careful? Doubt happens. So we start thinking to ourselves, that can't happen because of all of the statistics and of what my mother said and what right? Well, that's not, I relieve yourself of that responsibility. That's not your responsibility to focus on the how. In fact, isn't it more surprising? We talk about discoveries a lot, right? Don't you want to discover how this will happen? Just know that it's already happened. By the time a desire is clear enough for you to recognize it consciously, 100 paths to that desire have happened. All you have to do is line up with them and allow them to flow into your experience.
I mean, what brought me to the city, what brought me to this class, everything is like the pain that I had living at home and doing, making money and supporting myself, but not in my vocation or something that really inspired me and fulfilled me was greater than any pain that could come from rejection.
And the thing is, you can never go back. The universe is expanding, and we're made up of that same stardust. Matter is neither created nor destroyed, so all the planets swirling around, all that same matter is in me and is in you, and so we're subject to all these same laws, right? And so the universe is always expanding. It doesn't shrink again, and you're always expanding. And so you can't go back, and what's happening is you're trying to go back. You're trying to go back to a place you were that you already decided you didn't want. Instead of moving forward, expanding, you're not following the flow of the universe and where you want to take yourself. You're not opening yourself to this flow. Do you see how it's moving? Yeah. And it moves with or without you, because every time you notice something you're not liking or you don't want, you notice and clarify what you do want. And so don't beat yourself up, because that cuts off the flow more, right? Just acknowledge that okay, I'm open, I'm willing to allow more in my life. I'm willing to consider that I might already know whatever it is that I want to know.
If you liked what you just heard, then take inspired action now. That's right, act while you are feeling good. And build on your momentum. Schedule your free discovery call with me at INstudios-nyc.com/happy bar.